Okay, I am going live. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Hi. Here we go. This is going to be a live video chat show tonight. And we are going to be for adults because we like to use sharp needles and things, and scissors, and heat guns, and hot glue guns, and dangerous electrical items. So we like to be for adults. We'll put those up in the cabinet. I got to turn this thing down. There's a delay, and I'm early, so I'm just sitting here waiting on my company to come in. Just waiting on everybody to get here. And I'll look for something to do while I'm here. I'm just going to work on this while people come in. There's Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hi, dear. I'm just going to work on this little bird right here. I got this in some Happy Mail. It came from a real good friend. Let's see. Yep, it came from Angela. This came from Angela. And it's kind of like a little notebook. Look, it's got a pocket here and a pocket here and a divider. It's like two envelopes. Oh, that's really cute. But she used this pretty paper to glue down in it. So what you doing? You're doing your nails? Oh, good. And that little bird is cute. Yes, he is. I thought it was a parrot for a minute there, but it's not. It's not no parrot. It's some kind of a love bird with a long, long tail. Let's see, which one is it? We'll just go down this one. I tell you what I ought to do is use my ink tint pencils on this. Have you ever used ink tint pencils? They are so cool. It might be a parakeet. You're right. I think you're right. It's got a nice long tail. But they're all different pages. I started over here on this page. Didn't do any more to it. So, gel pens. You have some ink tints pencils. I'm going to go get mine out. I like these metallic pencils really well, but they're real pastels. They're soft, but they are pretty. And they have I think they get a little shine to them. There's a little bit of a shine to it, metallic looking. I'm going to stick those right back over there and put this paint up. We're going to felt tonight. Oh, you don't have the ink tints? Let me demonstrate it for you. Well, we're waiting on everybody to come in. While we're waiting on everybody, where's everybody at? I tell you, it has been the most gloomiest day. It's been raining. I mean, all day long raining. Let's see. Prismacolors, hard pencils. Where's my ink pens? There they are. They're back here. Um, this will be something. This will be something you will ask for Christmas, Nicole. Yeah, you're going to ask for these for Christmas. But they're watercolor, but they're ink tints, and you activate it with a little water brush when you get finished, and it could be you could just use a regular brush and water, plain water, or you can sometimes they come with these little brushes, and there's water in the tube. And I'll show you how it works. So you take your pencil, and some of these are ink tints and some of them aren't. We'll find out. So you take and you color something. And I'd like to give it a bigger example. I'm going to use this piece of paper. So, for example, I'm going to color something, and whatever you color, whatever you color, just color it in. Doesn't matter if you hit every single little corner, but as hard as it didn't matter about the. It could be just like that. And I'll do this one too. And I tell you what's a good one to do is the yellow one, because it'll pop fluorescent. And then you take your little water brush and you go over the top of this with water. Sometimes you have to get it started. There we go. We got a little bit of water coming out of there. And then look what happens to it. It moves. And then you wipe your brush off. You can have like a little tissue if you want. And then you go to the next color, and it moves, but you can see how more vibrant. I'll just do half of this square, this circle, so you can see the difference. It moves it. It moves. And here's the yellow one. Oh gosh. So whatever you can see this half is not done, but this half is. And the ink was moved a little bit, and then they become more vibrant. And I'll tell you, another color is the blue ones. They look vibrant. And you can even take a hold of a pencil like this and grab a hold of the color on your brush and use it that way and get the color off the tip of your pencil. But it you activate them, and then when they dry, they will be permanent. They won't move again, the ink tints. Now the watercolor pencils will they can move again if you get them wet again. Hi Jeffrey. How do you do? How are you, my friend? I was just demonstrating some ink tint pencils, and they are cool. And you'll get to see after you do something. Uh, and your brush just it cleans up pretty good. It might get stained, but this is a new one. But it won't come back off. It'll just stain it. But watch how I'll do half of this little uh, leaf right here, and you can see one half I did, and the other half I didn't. I didn't activate this side yet, but look how much more vibrant the one side is. Now that's a good example. So Jeff, how are you doing today? How's how is Jeffrey today? Let's see here. I'm going to get your subscription and share it. I'm going to share you out, Jeff. There you go. And maybe Nicole will subscribe to you, Jeff. And if anybody else comes in, we'll get them to subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 900. I'm stuck on 190, I think 891. I need 9 more subs to get to 900. 891 is what I saw earlier. So, you're very welcome, Jeff. You're very welcome. But there's a good example of Inktense pencils. I'll try this orange one next. This this coloring page has entirely too many tiny parts. So I'm going to cheat and do the whole thing, combine some of those little tiny coloring areas. You got to have a very sharp pencil to do all those little tiny things. But I'll show you that one. Now you're going to love this one. Miss Janet Nash. Okay, I'm going to activate these two things now. So take a look and see how it is. We're going to do some felting tonight. I was just kind of waiting for everybody to get in the room. And in the meantime, I was demonstrating a Inktense pencil demonstration. And then Jeffrey came in. So if anybody comes in and has not hit the little subscription button for him, he would like to have a couple more subscriptions. And I need 9 more to get to 900. I'm getting there. So here it is, all activated. And it really does make a difference when you get the whole thing going. It really does. So there's your demonstration. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, Inktense. I love them. They're one of my favorite things in my art supplies. But we are going to be doing some felting tonight, and I better get busy and put my pictures in the group so you all know what we're going to do. Let's see. I'm going to do one more pumpkin tonight. I've decided to do one more pumpkin before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to put it in now. We're going to felt this. Felting. One more pumpkin. And then here's the picture. And it's going to be cute. And I posted it. So here it is. We're going to make this pumpkin here, but I'm going to do it on a flat piece of felt. Thank you, Nicole. There you go. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. We'll get Jeffrey some new people too tonight. So I thought I would use a green background because it's kind of like a forest. There is a pumpkin. Now this pumpkin here is a full size, round like this. It's a big pumpkin. But I'm going to put it on here as a picture, and I might have it heaped up a little bit, texture wise. But it looks like there's a tree in the background. So I'm going to be starting off with a tree. And it's kind of a gray tree, but we're going to make our tree brown. Put some brown down. And I hope my fan isn't going to be too breezy. So let's see. Let's just see if we can get started on the tree part. Once I get started with this tacked down, it won't be so flopsy. It's a flopping right now. But we're going to make it a big oak tree back here. This is our forest. Hi, Brittany. How do you do? Welcome, come in. We're felting tonight. This is our felting project. Kind of got this week's and next week started out a little bit. Next Thursday will be Thanksgiving, and I will be on. I'm thinking about uh, I might be like coming on at 6:30 instead of 6 because I will be over at my sister's for Thanksgiving, and they're going to eat at 4, and I should be done. Should be ready, probably back here by then. And if I'm back, I'll go ahead and start. But if I'm just a few minutes late, I'm sure that you all will wait on me to get back. But you know me, I want to come back. And it's just a mile away. It's not like we have to travel anywhere. So I'm just going to give my tree some character. I don't know if the pumpkin's going to cover it all or not, but just in case, I'll be ready. I will be ready. And I'm going to give my tree some how could I say this? Bark. I'm going to try to put some bark on my tree. This is a trunk. This is a tree trunk. And all of this will be trimmed off or it'll be folded back onto itself. So there's enough of that. And I'm going to get some more colors. Maybe some black for the bark. Let's see what I got up there. Got all kinds of wool over there. Yeah. And then I get to do something around the edges if I want. And I'm going to have to write myself a note. I need some extra small needles. Extra small felting needles. And I'm out of extra small felting needles, and I've got a few in here. There's 4, and they will work. And I can felt 4 times faster with this than I can with this 4 times faster because there's 4 needles. It holds 6, and I'm out of extra small needles. So I'm going to put an order in and try to find me some. I there's several kits and they have all of the needles, but I don't need all of the needles. I just need the extra small ones. So I'm going to see if I can't find them just by themselves. And if not, I'll just buy more needles. But I've got the bigger needles. But this little thing holds the small needles. And I like this little thing. So I've got the whole pad now tacked down a little bit. It's tacked down there. So it's not going to flop on me anymore. So I think I can use either gray or black for some bark. I'd like to try to make some bark back there. Of course, I have no idea how much of this is going to be showing by the time I get done. Probably none. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It is. It's addictive too. It feels good when you do that little crunchy crunch. Let me see what colors I need. Here's my oranges. That's going to be for the pumpkin. I will need a little bit more brown for the stalk. And since I made the tree brown, I might change the stalk to a green. I can do that. Maybe a green and a gold. And then on the pumpkin, there's going to be a door and a window. And hanging up over here off of the stalk, they've got a dangled little acorn. And it looks like it's got a real acorn top. A real acorn top. And it looks like it's got some moss on top of the pumpkin, like a roof, mossy roof and ferns. So I'll have to see what I can do to be creative on top of the pumpkin with the stalk. But I need a little bit of black or something for that tree. Let's see. I've got gray, got dark, darker. I've got black, and I've got some real dark. Let's try these two. And I've got some other shades of green that would be cute for the mossy stuff. And then I'm going to be needing a little bit of yellow for the acorns. This ought to be enough for now. Let's see if we can get by with this much. That's more than enough wool, but I'm looking at the colors. I'm looking at the colors. So I can use this for my acorn because it needs to be something other than the orange for the, and I'm going to do the two tones for the pumpkin. That'll be two tone. I might even add a little bit of this into the pumpkin. And then I can do this with the green for the stalk. And this is going to be for the tree. And then with the moss, I've got I've got some lime and some browns. And we're just going to make it up as we go when we get to that part. So I'm going to put some of this dark brown down. It's darker. And then I can use this brown, which I've got over here, for the door. Hey, come back there. Let's see. Okay, let me get my, I don't know what that is. There we go. Here we go. So, oh, I did it again. Come back. Okay, so this is what we're doing. So I'm gonna work on the back of the tree, and I'm going to put some darker down, darker brown, blend it in, and then I wanted to do some black. And this here is a different sheep. It's a different. It's different than the Merano wool. The Merano wool is real soft and long. And let me get this off here. The Merano wool is a type of sheep, a Merano sheep, and the wool is nice and soft and pretty, real nice. This wool here is a different sheep, and it's nappy. It's curly. It's more curlier. It didn't straighten out like the Merano wool, and it would be perfect for a bark. It would be perfect for barking up a tree. Well, we haven't. we haven't got that far. If we're going to put a gnome in it, which I do have a picture of a gnome, if we do a gnome, I don't have a name for him yet. So do you want to wait till I make him first? You can go ahead and name him. I can show you I think I showed you the picture. If we do a gnome tonight with our pumpkin, which is a possibility, here's the gnome that I picked out. I picked this little guy out. And if we don't get to him today, we'll definitely get to him before Christmas. And I found some Christmas gnomes. But he could be the little guy living in the pumpkin. And we can make him. But you can pick out his name. Yeah, I did show you the picture. So anyway, I'm going to add some black merino wool in my tree bark and just see how that fares out. And you can see there's a real long piece of fiber here that's white. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I'm leaving it. It was in this real dark brown, and I'm sure that this is a different sheep. And I had the name of the sheep at one time, but the original packaging is gone. So I don't know what sheep this is. It's a Shetland or something. Something. It's another sheep. Another sheep. So here's our tree. And we're tacking the bark down. And I'm going to have to pull it up because if I felt it down too tight, I won't be able to get it up. But you can see all the little pricklies on the back. That's the wool that I poked through from the other side. That's what it looks like on the back. This is felting. And this thing makes it so much faster. He's a cute gnome. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a little curl on his beard. He does. He does. So I'm going to go ahead now and put my pumpkin. See if I can find the pumpkin now. Go back. There we go. And I'm going to see about maybe just taking these toppers and just folding them back down onto the trunk. That'll be just fine. That'll look just fine. And you won't be able to tell too much because there's going to be a pumpkin in the front. So but there's our tree trunk. But this different wool, it's got some wiriness to it. Wild wires. It's got some wild hairs in it. They're wiry. So today, I don't know what you guys got to do today, but I got to watch Sofina, the Sofina Art Felting channel. She's a felter, and I posted her felting things in our group last Thursday, or week before. I posted a feather. I was going to try to do a feather. Well, I haven't got to it yet. But today she was on, and she's doing a project today of felting a whale. And it's a 2-part series. So today, I don't know how long she was on, 2 hours maybe, 2 or 3 hours. And and she got the the armature, which would be the bones of the whale, and then the outside of the whale was going to be felted, and she got it felted, wet felted, and it was done. And then she had a helper that went over to the side and did the work for the wet felting part. And then she continued to work on the armature and the bones of the whale, and got, and the armature is made out of wire, and there was two parts to it, so that, because it's going to be about, it's going to probably be at least 24 inches long by the time she gets done. It's going to be a piece that she can have propped up on stilts and sit up on the shelf. It's going to be, it's a whale. It's a whale. It's a humpback whale, I believe she said it was. And so anyway, she was wrapping the wire with wool, and then she was wrapping the inside of the whale, the muscles and things, and she got a lot of that done today. And then tomorrow, the wet felting part, which is the skin of the whale, is going to be dry by then, and she's going to put put it up together tomorrow. If you like to watch her, I can probably put her link in our in the group, and that way you all can might want to watch it sometime. So let's see if I can find her real quick. Go to my subs. For some reason, I'll have to do it later because it wants me to sign in. I don't know my I don't know all that. I'm not going to do it tonight. So anyway, I'm just going to stick to my plan. I will put that in the group if nobody can find her. So don't worry about it. But anyway, and I will be probably watching her tomorrow put the whale together. And it was very interesting, and it was a big project. It's not it was something, it's, a lot bigger than what, on a scale that of the things that I do. It was on a bigger scale, but it would be certainly be fun to do the whale. It sure would. So anyway, there's my tree trunk, and I'm going to go ahead and work on the pumpkin. And I don't know if you can tell the two-tone, but I could sort of see it. I did use black. But anyway, it's going to be in the background. So let's get the pumpkin going here. And it's going to take up most of the piece. I should have gotten a bigger piece of felt. That's what I should have done. Oh, well, hindsight. Okay. Thank you, Janet. Oh, and Janet just put in another video. And for some of you that don't know about Same Sex Wednesday, is a game that I participated in, and there's the video for this month. I've got a doggy barking at the door. Somebody shut the door, and I had it open. There we go. So anyway, the Same Sex Wednesday is a participation that I did with Tanya McGuire, and she had 6 girls participate in a game, and we each had 6 items. So we sent each other 6 items, and every month we would do somebody's items. So this month was Maria's items, and that's the video to it right there. And I made a page, and you can always do a hashtag Same Sex Wednesday, all one word, and all of those other videos will come up for you. It's a little shortcut to Same Sex Wednesday. So if anybody wants to, and it's kind of like what we do with Dana and Becca with the tandem 10, and we use 10 items. But in Tanya's group, we just did 6 items. And there's different rules for each group because our uh, in Tanya's group, um, you don't have to use all 6. You have to use at least 3 is the mandatory number. And but I always try to use 6. Actually, I think on Maria's I used 5, but I used the 6th one on the other little page beside it, so I got it in there. But anyway, it's fun to see each of the girls uh, take on the same 6 items and see how they put their page together. And they're all different. All of the pages are different. Our ideas and our thoughts are totally different. And it's just daggone fun. It's just good, clean fun. And it's kind of like a prompt game. And when we have our prompts games, and I give you, and we can do that. I can do that today if you all want your prompts. Um, Everybody gets the same prompts, and then we see what you make. And it's kind of like it's just kind of like that, but the same 6 and the tandem 10, we each of the girls get the same item. So that's what the difference is. But it's fun. It's just a fancy prompt game. So there, I got my pumpkin started. Let's see how that goes down. And I'm going to make it puffied up on my page. It's not going to be uh, all the way flat. This is one of the wild hairs that came out of that brown. You can see it now. And it's part of the sheep. And look how long it is. It's almost like horsehair. It's an animal hair. it's a wiry sheep. Wiry sheep. So I'm going to put another layer of this orange down. That looks pretty good right there. I got stripes in it. Put some more stripes. All right, let's see, some more orange, this darker orange. Frame it out a little bit. And I have to remember to pick it up or it'll felt it down. Now there you can sort of see some of the orange fibers coming through the back. That's where they've been poked through, those little orange fibers. So I'm kind of getting excited for Thanksgiving. Has anybody got any Safina Fiber Art? Yeah, that's her, Janet. She did a whale today, and she's going to do part two tomorrow. It was cool. So anyway, this Sofina that I'm talking about, she has a felting store, and she sells her felting supplies, and they make everything. They have tools and different types of wools, and Nicole posted her pumpkin already. Okay, and they have a lot of things to play with in her store. There's all kinds of wooden tools, and they've got the felting things, and the sponges, and the homemade sponges, and then she's got kits, and she sells CDs of different felting items that she's felted, and then you can buy the CD and the kit, everything you need in the CD to make that item. And I haven't made any of her items yet, but I want to. Sharon um, did the lion, and she sent me the CD because I've got all my own wools and things, and I don't need the kit. I can come up with the colors myself, and I haven't done it yet. So maybe someday we'll get to the lion. But I like to do so many things. It's so hard to pin me down to do just one thing. So hard. So hard. So anyway, in the middle of this, I can build this up just a little bit more. I'm going to make a door, and let's see my picture here. So I'm going to make my door with something lighter. Is that going to be dark enough, or should I go with this brown? I'll go with this brown. I was hoarding this brown back for gingerbread men. Oh, I think I'm going to. Oh, there's the whale. Thank you, Janet. And today was part one, and so tomorrow will be part two. If you subscribe to her, then you'll get a notification. I don't remember what time she came on, but the other day I made some more gingerbread men, and last week we did the big one, and it was so funny. I love it. Well, I made some more. I made some more gingerbread men. I made two big ones. This was the one I made online. And then I made this one. And I put these big old buttons on. These are beads, shell beads. And then, oh, I got three big ones. There's another big one. And I decorated it a little bit different. And then I did two little ones. So these are going to be my family's Christmas presents. I'm going to send these to my family members. I've got three brothers, and see, I was missing that off of this guy. There's another one floating around here, and I've got more rickrack though. But anyway, I've got this over here to the side, and I've got enough felt for four more little ones to give away to my family, and they'll love them. So that'll be I'll mail them right out, probably right after Thanksgiving, so they'll have them for the holiday. And so I'm going to make a little door, a little round door, like that. And I don't even know if you can see the tree in the background. So, but by the time I get some leaves in here, and some other things in the background. It'll come around. We'll see it. And I can even maybe felt that lighten it up. I can lighten it up. So here's my door. Do any of you all ever watch Calico Kate? She lives up in Wisconsin, and she has a summer home in Pensacola, Florida. Well, she posted a picture today, and she's got grandchildren, and she's got, is it Emery? Is that her name? Emery, um, her little granddaughter wanted to clean the corner cabinet out, and she says, when your grandchildren ask to clean a cabinet out, you let them. She said, you just let them do it. So that was so funny. And that little girl was down in there getting everything out of that corner. It was one of those round corner things. And she was getting everything out and wiping it out, and the little boy was there too. It was so cute. So cute. Yep. And I said, pick 'em young and raise 'em right. That was so cute. That's right. Not going to turn that down. She's just going to be just like her grandmother. She's going to be just like Kathy. Because she likes to art. Emery, I think it is. Little Miss Busybody. Can you see the door? I think you can. Okay. Pouncing it down. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Now, what else is on there? There's a little door. Now I'm going to take and put a little piece of black on the door frame. I could even give it a little twist. That would look like a little piece of rope around the door frame. That'll look good. Sure will. This is a nice needle set, and when you push down, the needles are exposed. So as long as you don't get too close to it, there's really no way you can hurt yourself because the plastic thing is there to keep you away. But you lay it down and push, and it does all four needles at the same time. And it's handy. It's handy. Just one of the fancy tools that we get to use in our art. So I'm going to put this down right there on the other side of the door frame. And I'm going to twist this side and go around the top of the door frame with it, like I did the other side. And voila! We got us a nice door that's framed out. Can you see it? I think it looks good. So let me get some more of this brown out. I'm going to lay it down right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit more orange and puff this up some more. And make it 3D. Hi, Pixie. How you doing, Pixie? You know, I have to tell you, Pixie, I love your name. And when we were little girls, my sister and I, my mother always cut our hair in little pixies in the summertime. Just thought I'd share that with you. Is that your given name, Pixie? Or is it your YouTube name? Your given name is Corey. Okay. Well, Corey's pretty too. Love it. Giving it some. It's more. It's kind of looking like a rainbow now. I need to fix that. That doesn't need to. It needs to break right there instead of going all the way around. What am I doing? I'm not making a. It's got to be a pumpkin. That's all right. I can put another layer. Aunt Cora. Oh, that's good. I was named after my great grandmother. Her name was Elizabeth Ann. You love pixies and fairies and elves? Okay, well, we're going to make a gnome here in a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and work on the stem. And I want to make it a nice big stem. I think somebody's at my front door by the name of Nora. One moment, please. Nora's at the front door scratching to come in. I don't know where Joe went off to. course, she'll probably turn around and go out the back door and then go back into the garage, and the garage door is open, and then come back out to the front door. She goes around in circles. she she is she's my dog. What can I say? It's one of her activities. So I'm going to add a little bit of green, and I wanted to add some of this color. Now, this type of wool here is not Merino wool. It's a brand of wool that um, Hobby Lobby sells, and it looks like this, and it's real fibrous, but it's wool, and it serves a purpose. When you don't, when you first start out and you don't have any wool, this is the wool you get. But I'm going to use some of it in my stem. And I think I'm going to use some of the lighter brown. Which one was the lighter brown? I thought I had another. Here we go. Some of this. So this is going to be the stem. And this is what it's going to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this separate. And I'm going to get my single needle and felt this down. We'll watch my fingers. And I've got it twisted. I like it twisted. We've got to have a big old stem so that it can hang off the side of the pumpkin to hang an acorn on. An acorn. That's hard to say. Here's the stem, and it's curled and twisted up and over to the side. And then there's a little acorn right there hanging off of the, well, I thought it was hanging off the stem, but it looks like there's some curly wires, which is grapevine type curls hanging over, and the acorns hanging off of the that instead of the stem. Okay, we can work with that. I've got Chanel wire. I got Chanel wire. So here's my stem. Pull it up, twist it just a little bit more. Felt it a little bit more. Twist this in a little bit. Give it a curl. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing okay? Anybody doing any craft projects? Did I miss saying hello to anybody? I don't think I have. I think I said hi to every. Oh, there's Barbara. I see Barbara's name. Hi, Barbara. Glenda's here. I miss Glenda. There's Barbara. I said hello to Brittany and Jeffrey. Okay. I think I got everybody. Oh, the name above. Oh, Jolly. Did you mean to spell it Jolly? Jolly? If he didn't have a beard on the front of his clothes, I could put a J on his shirt. Maybe I could put a J on the door if this is his house. We'll think about that. So here's the stem. Very textury. Let's see what he looks like now. Oh, that's going to be just the right size. He's he might be going up above it a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see. I could put a curl in him like that. That's what I'll do. Let me tack him down. Get down there. Crunch, 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 crunch. Move my fingers just in case. We don't want any accidents. That's how they happen. So he could carry a bag with a J on it. There you go. That's a good idea. Can you see the stem? Does it need anything? What does it need? It looks different on TV than it does on the table. I better plug my computer up so it won't go bad. Okay, so um, I think I want a little bit more orange. Like a little bit fatter. He's got to have room to lay down and stretch his legs. Not that he has long legs or anything, because he's a short guy. Oh yeah, he could be sitting up on top. Yeah. Or I have in my pictures for next week, I was going to do a toadstool, and it was a toadstool with red top and white polka dots. So maybe you could make you a little toadstool, and he could be sitting on the toadstool. Let me show you the toadstool. There it is. I thought about doing that too, but I wasn't going to put him on this picture because this picture's going to have enough on it by the time I get the acorn and the gnome. I got to put a little window on the door. And I'm still working on the pumpkin. I like it. I'm getting layers, and I'm liking the layers. I'm using all my ideas up tonight, and then I'm not going to have a thing to do next week. But I'm sure I can come up with another plan. I'm sure we can come up with something else. Oh, I've got one last turkey to do. I might as well just show it to y'all because I just can't keep a secret. Well, there's Bob. Hi, Bob. Welcome, Bob. I don't know you, but welcome, Bob, for 942. How do you do? What do you like to do? What do you like to do? We like to do, this is felting. If you don't know what felting is, this is an ancient craft. Where am I? Where am I? Am I here? Yep, you're here. You're here with us. I don't know where you came from, but welcome. We're a really good group, Bob. We're a crafting show, and I'm doing felting tonight, which is a ancient art. It's felting is a craft that humans did before there were sewing machines. They did felting. Hi, Melissa. Uh, and this is wool. This is done with wool. So can you imagine back in the Amathon, how do you say that? Back in the cavemen days, when they had hides. Yeah, the doctor. Yeah, giving you a shot, huh? But back in the old days when all they had was meat and hides. They used the fur, to make their clothes. But can you imagine the first time they went down to the creek to wash their clothes and they created felting, and that was called wet felting. And they discovered that you can find a thorn or something to snag your wool with, or your fur, animal fur, whatever, buffalo or deer or whatever you had. You can felt the wool, the fibers back in the old days. And wool, the sheep, it has a natural oil on it called lanolin. And today they wash our wools and comb it out for us to make it look pretty like this. But before the wool is washed, it's got a lot of oil in it, and 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 so they would leave that oil in the wool and make a pair of shoes or a shirt or a coat, and it would be waterproof from the oil. It would be almost waterproof. Yeah, it wasn't 100% waterproof, but it would work. So there's that. I'm going to use a little bit of this yellow and make a little window here. I just love thinking about. Uh, oh, Bob. Oh, my heavens. What a joke. Did you all see that joke? That's hilarious, Bob. I can't wait to tell that to Joe. He'll get a big kick out of it. But now, Bob, we're a clean group in here. We're clean, okay? So keep it on the clean side. That was funny. Joke, joke. That was absolutely hilarious. I'd never heard that. I've been felting for years. Oh, Bob, you're a character. So, how did you find out about me? How did you find about this group? Did you come in here from somebody else's group? Somebody tell you about me, or did you just happen to see me live on the YouTube thing? Trying to get a little little window there in the door. But that was funny. I don't care what anybody says. That was funny. You are witty. That was fast to come up with that. Now my door's cute. I like my door. Now they used the same shade to make the acorn. So let me see if I can't make a little acorn now. Oh, okay, okay, Bob. Barry is Storm, and thank you, Bob. Hey, Bob. Um, I'm needing 9 more uh sub- subscriptions. I need my 9 more subs, just 9 more, and I'll have 900. So you think you can round me up some subscribers? What can you do for me? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Barry is very good, and thanks, Bob. Uh, and Barry comes in here sometimes too. He watches me and Becca. Thank you so much, Bob. I need 9 more. And if we get 9 more, I'll have a party. Because it's going to take me a year to get 100, to get to 1,000, I figure. But we're good about having parties in here. So, I'm going to try to make an acorn. And I'm going to dangle it from this stem. But I got to make it. How big is my acorn going to be? Oh, is Dana in here? Hi, Dana. Hi, honey. You feeling any better today? She was whipped out yesterday. She was having a little bit of jet lag. You want to come in and read my chat for me, Dana? I'll let you. Thanks, Bob. We've got quite a few people. Bob, do you stream? Do you want? We'll put your stream in here, your channel in here. I'll get all the girls to subscribe to you. Hi, Janet. Let's see what Bob does. I know I probably talked to you the other day. Oh man, look at all your subscribers. Here, let me share you out. I'm subbed. I'm subbed to you. Copy. You guys go over to Bob's and subscribe to him. He's got some videos over there. There's Bob. Is that big enough for an acorn? Maybe just a little bit more. Hi, Chris. We're filtering a little pumpkin house tonight, and we're goofing off. Did Dana say she's gonna come in and see me? I gotta do my acorn up here. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, but thank you. Okay, there's a stranger in the neighborhood. Check him out. Neighborhood alert. Protect the neighborhood. Thanks, Bob. Chris is felting a hamster, you guys. Have y'all seen it? I saw it. Part of it. We're gonna do a gnome in just a minute. Just as soon as I get the acorn made, we'll do the gnome. And his name's gonna be Jolly. So anyway, what else can I tell you guys? I've had a good day. I didn't do much. We do have some people in the balcony that I'd like to give a shout out to because I know you're up there because you told me. Because you told me you were up there. So I just want to welcome everybody up there. Oh, you spoke to a stranger, so he's not a stranger anymore. Oh, you acted dumb, so he just left. Did you run up to him and say, hi, what's your name? We can act like that in here. We're crazy. Well, I'm crazy, not everybody else, but I am. So, does that look like an acorn? I I used to have a brother-in-law. He's passed away. Bless his heart. Rest in peace. He uh he was the nicest guy in the world. Of course, he was married to my sister, of course, but he was really good to her and everything. And but he was crazier than a coonhound. Let me tell you, he would. it would be nothing for him to throw on a, a button down uh, nightgown or one of those dressing gown, house coats that sometimes your grandmother would wear around the house. He'd put one of those things on and and put a wig on, and he would go into the grocery store, and he would be in a wheelchair because he was on oxygen, and he'd walk around, and he'd have a beard and a mustache, and he would go around in the store going, "Honey, do you think you can help me find the soda pop and the potato chips?" He would talk like that to everybody in the store, and he was crazy, but he had the best time of it. Let me tell you, he enjoyed himself. Kitty Jen says, "I think so, Beth. I must have asked something." There you go, Bob. We'll get everybody in here. I don't think I need any more yellow. I think that I just need a brown topper, and I'm going to use this real dark brown. I got this brown, and I got this brown. I think I'm going to use this brown. It's an acorn with the stranger. Oh, did you act like you didn't speak English? Uh huh. Joe does that when those telemarketers uh, talk on the call on the phone. He acts like he's Chinese, and he just gibberish. Good night, Janet. Sweet dreams, honey. We'll try to keep it down so you can go to sleep. Janet lives over in England, so it's time for her to say night night. I had somebody come up to me in the parking lot one time and gave me a piece of paper and said he was deaf and that he was having a hard time meeting his bills, and he couldn't hear, and it was a piece of paper, and he wanted me to give him $1, and I just gave him the piece of paper back and went on into the grocery store, and then I found him in the store, and he was just talking up a storm to somebody, and I just turned around and looked at him. It was a scam. But that was years ago. They don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Because now I could have just gone like this and say, "Oh, okay," because I know sign language. But he probably, I, you know, I'm making it up, but that would be funny to do. I do know a few words in sign language. So anyway, I'm wrapping this brown around the top of my acorn to give him a hat, and it's coming along. I have to be real careful and not poke myself because this is a very sharp needle. Oh, Bob said he could imitate French. Ooh la la. Oh, Perry. What was it that the Was it the skunk that was after the black cat cartoon? And the skunk was always trying to date the black cat in the cartoon. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, Peppy Le Pew. You must be about my age, Bob. I don't know. I'm probably older than you. I'm pretty old. I'm older than dirt. Le Pew. That's right, Janet. Janet knows who Pepe Le Pew is. So there's my little acorn. It's a little wiry, but it's felted. What do you expect? Does it look like an acorn? That's the way it is in the picture. See? A little bit more definition. Pretty close. Consider it was my first acorn. It'll have to do. One time the cat saw Peppy when his hair was wet, and he had a big, strong body, and the cat chased him. I don't remember that one. Now, the only reason why I could do that is because of my I've got long nails. Because I hit my nail a couple times, but it didn't hurt. So, anyway, I think that's going to be okay for my acorn. Then we got to get our gnome in here. I was going to try to do some mossy stuff up on top of the pumpkin, but we'll see. Oh, dog alert. It's just Joe. He's coming in the back door. They don't bark at anybody else but Joe. They don't bark at anybody at the front door if somebody's at the front door when you need them to bark. But I don't know why they bark at Joe. But they do every single day. It's kind of like a game, I guess. Trying to puff up that pumpkin to make it look like it's got a little bit of room inside. You want to at least have at least enough room in there to stretch your legs. Of course, I could make the gnome real tiny, tinier than the pumpkin, I suppose. But you can see how I'm building it up. I hope you can see. So I'm going to put the acorn right there, and we'll put him on in a few minutes. So I'm going to work a little bit about maybe doing some leaves and things. I got to make the gnome. I'll go ahead and make the gnome. Get these little strands out of the way. And there is a little doorway down here. I can make it lime green. Will be no big deal. I'll have it sitting on a little green down here. See, this is what I like to do. I love to do these half pages, and I do have a book, and I've showed it to y'all before, but I can show it again, give you a little peek. But you can do pages and do a storybook, you know. And let's see if I can find it real quick. It's in here. Maybe. Maybe it's in here, and maybe it's not in here. The big magic bag. Not in here. Not in there. Got all kinds of filthy stuff. I wonder what I did with it. Is it in here? Here it is. Found it. But I did this a few years ago, and this was back in 21. And I did all kinds of little felting pages. It's like a little book. And so I'm real good at doing these type of things. There's another. This is two snowmen. And this is a blue fence. Oh, well, great. I'm so glad, Pixie. And but you could just take any kind of a picture off of YouTube and make a page. Now this is ocean. If you can't, can you see the water? The wave going. It's going this direction. I love doing that one. I love blending. I've done some others. Wonder what I did with the one. It must be in my felting book, in my fabric book. I have a fabric journal. Let me get it out and do a little rabbit trail. It's cute. It's got a lot of stuff in it too. I haven't showed that to y'all in a long time. And this was inspired. This fabric book was inspired by Lisa Conway, and she did a fabric notebook once, and I think it goes this way. There's a little heart right here, and it's on a pin. I felted a pin back on it. But this is a fabric journal, and I'm going to move my needle over here so I don't break it. But it opens up this way, and this is the front, and it doubles over this way. It's for the closure. And let me see if I can't go up a little bit so you can get the whole view of it all. Go move my little picture. Oh, lay this down. There we go. So anyway, on the front of the book, it's made out of upholstery material, and I just sewed it, and it's got corduroy on the inside and upholstery material on the outside of it. And I think I've got a lining, something in between the two to make it stiff. It would be great to give to a baby. Oh yeah, if I didn't have so many sharp things on it, it would. I've got a lot of pins and things. You're right. It would be Pixie. I thought you said bee, and I've got a bumblebee right here. But now these flowers here, they were felted, wet felted. And that's a whole, back in 21, the January of 2021, I did a whole month of felting, the whole month of January. And I did it like 3 days a week. Okay. So I did a lot of felting back then. And I did a lot of these pictures, and I did wet felting, and I made all kinds of unusual things. But these flowers I made these flowers out of wool, and they were wet felted. So I found some stitchery things that I stuck in here. Oh, I was wondering where all these went. Got some little doilies in here. These are hearts, so they could go in my fabric journal. This here was a little girl that my grandmother gave me when I was just a little girl, and she said it was for me to put my needles in. And so it's got some real antique. See this little thing here? That's antique. That's as old as I am. It's a Christmas bell, and you would stick it on your lapel of your coat. Mm-hmm. Back in the days. But they've got some pins in here and needles. And that was given to me by my grandmother. I made the cross. I made the little bird's nest. And then these little flowers here were made given to me in some Happy Mail. Ooh, I can't remember who it was that gave them to me though. So anyway, when you turn the page, there's all kinds of things in here. I've got some clusters over here. Can you see them? Yeah, you can see them. I've got some little clusters that I made. This one's a pumpkin one, and this one's a Christmas one. And then here I made this, and I whip stitched it in, and it's got the trees. I've done that. I've done that over here too. I'll show it to you in the end. And this is just a blank page. And here I did this one, and I did the tree and the tire. And I looked through my junk drawer and found this little black ring for something. It goes to something, and so we went down, and I felt it around it and made it into a tire. There's a little deer, there's a rabbit and a carrot, some flowers, there's tree, all kinds of tree, and there's a bread bird. Lots of action going on in that picture. And you know what this one is? You'll never believe it. Rolla Picasso. I did Rolla Picasso. There's just two eyes. I did it on felting. I did a felting game of it one night. You know how we do roll a pumpkin and roll an Indian? Well, this was Rolla Picasso. Picasso was an abstract painter, and whenever you put the eyes on, they were never in the right spot. And when you put the ears on, they were, one was up here, and I don't know where the other ear is, but that abstract. That's the first role game that we did before the others came along. And this was just a little heart that I just got pinned in there and tacked it down. The little embroidery, some more little clusters. Got some more fabric. I was doing some needlework over here. Here's some lace. I was going to put in and do something, no doubt. I had it in here to work with. It's pretty lace. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I made a couple of hearts. I do know that. So here is a page that came from RAM. I thought that was, who was RAM? Is that Rebecca, Aunt Beck? Aunt Beck made me one of these, but I don't remember who her initials being that. Excuse me. I'll have to think about that. RAM. Who is RAM? I don't know. But I did trade with Rebecca, with Aunt Beck. But her last name's not M. Is it? Yes, it's M. That's Rebecca Ann Macaulay. That's Rebecca. This is Aunt Beck. She made me a page. That's it. I ought to put Aunt Beck on here because that's hard to remember. I had to really dig deep for that thought. Here's another one that I made. There was a tree. Everybody told me what to make. They told me what to put on the scene. They said, put a fence, put a squirrel. That's supposed to be a squirrel. There's a peanut. There's a flower bush. There's a bumblebee. There's an egg and a nest, a tree, an owl, a post office, a red bird, and a rainbow. Believe it or not, there's a rainbow in the distance there. And a road, dirt road. Now, this is a piece of fleece, like a blanket fleece, and you can felt on that fabric. Here's some other fabric that I have. It's like a polyester, and you can and I did tiny little felty pieces, a tree and a bush and a sunrise, and that's what these are: a tree, a bush, and a sunrise. And I felted a bunch of those. Here's a stocking. Here's another little round piece that was wet felted, and some more clusters in here. Now this came off of one of those those house coats dresses that my grandmother wore, and this was one of the pockets. So I left it. I left the pocket and I put it in my book. It's from my grandmother's. Sentimental. This was a little bit more wet felting and another heart. This was fun. Now this is me down here at the beach. There's my palm tree and my mailbox, and I've got a bird's nest in the mailbox. But there's a letter, and here's the airmail. The red bird is bringing the mail in, and look, there's some happy mail down here, and there's a little rabbit, and he's coming up from the beach. So that's another one of my creations. Back in 21. These are more clusters. Boy, I was into the clusters, fabric clusters. This one was fun to do. It was kind of double page, but I did them at two different times. So this is an eagle, and he's picked up a fish out of the water. Okay, so he's got a little charm right there, and it's a fish. And there's a cloud and a mountain and a dirt road and a red truck and the water. And then over here on this side of the water, I used yarn to make the water. And this is felted. So it kind of went together. And then I did the sky out of this yarn, and I just glued it down. It's not felted down, it's glued down. This is glued down. And then there is some felting too. Some more clusters. And here's my rabbit. Now I like this rabbit. I thought I did good on this rabbit. I had a hard time doing the rabbit. I couldn't get his neck, and when I finally figured it out, which direction to do on the neck, it was like ding 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 ding. I got it. But I had his neck and I had it skinny, and I thought, no, it's a bigger neck. So anyway, these are wooden buttons. There's a little wooden ladybug and some leaves, wooden leaves. I think Sharon sent me these leaves. Isn't that funny how you can remember just certain little things? And then he's in the garden in the carrot patch. But this was fun, making all the grasses and creating. That was fun. And I think that's about it. Nope, there's more back here. Some empty pages. And this fabric came out of a wallpaper book, uh, wallpaper and upholstery book that you get from the stores when they don't want them anymore. And this was the last of the fabric that I have. I don't have any more of this fabric. And here's the name of the fabric on the back to order. But when they get new books in, they throw out the old books. But I tell you, you don't see too much wallpaper anymore. And here are some more felted flowers that I made, wet felting. And this is another wet felted flower. And here's another one. They're all different because you use different colors to make your flowers with. And they're double sided. They're all double sided when you do your felting. This is just the first layer and the second layer. Here's some more. And then at the end, just some more flowers. At the end, this was a piece of um, embroidery that somebody sent me in some Happy Mail. And I didn't write the name on it, so I can't remember who. Hi, Joe.
Hi, babe.
And here's another piece. And this one has a story. This is an old blanket. Hi, honey. Thanks.
Is that hot?
It was. Um, and this blanket was an army blanket. And it was in the back, the trunk of my great uncle's car. And it had a lot of holes in it. And it was just a blanket that they took to the ball games and things. And it was moth eaten and stuff. But anyway, I got a hold of the blanket and I recycled it and made another tree and a bush and the sun. And then the last but not least is another one of these snow scenes. And there's some water down here and the clouds. And that's my fabric journal. It tells a story. And I have this to cover the front of it to protect it. And I never did get uh, a belt on it, but I should probably have a belt on it. So that's it. That's all you get. That's all you get.
That's it?
That's it. So anyway, we're over here making this creation over here. Thanks.
Thanks. You're welcome.
He picked me up a drink.
Don't don't burn them pretty little lips.
It's good. Okay, so now we've got to make we've got to attach our acorn and we've got to make a gnome. So let me get my gnome out. It's looking pretty good. So the only bad thing is I'm not going to make them green because the background is green. So I'll make them blue. Do I have any blue out? Well, no, I don't. Don't see any blue. I got blue though. Get some pretty blue out. Making a pretty blue. Well, I pulled it and the ball came It was all up in a ball, and this was the tail. I won't need that much. But I've got this blue. It's kind of a blue green. It's kind of a sea green. Then I got this blue. And I think I'm going to use this blue. That's what we'll do. So, hi, Barry. You just missed Bob. Bob was here. So we're going to make our gnome right here. Yeah, Bob was in here hanging out with us. Yes, he was. Let me find my needle. What's the temperature, Barry? But now, everything that I've learned about felting, um, I learned it online. I saw a video of somebody felting, and I go, "Wow, I want to do that." and I went from one video to another, and I learned everything on the off of YouTube on felting. I don't even think I have a book on felting, and I know everything about it, just about everything. Pretty, pretty knowledgeable. I got to have some red. I got red. Been moving furniture around all day until it caught up with me, and then I ended up napping on the couch. 58 degrees. Okay. That probably feels pretty good. I've got the fan and the air on. Going to be 53 tomorrow and 63. 53 and 63. We've been getting down in the 60s at night down here. But it warms right back up into the 70s and 80s during the day. So we're making a gnome. He's going to be blue. He's going to have a red hat. I need to get some white for his beard. It's just a calm, relaxing job. Uh-oh, down in the 30s. Get a little frosty in the 30s. I've been poking around on this thing all night since 6 o'clock, and I'm still not done. But it's coming along. The more you poke, the more it gets more finer, and uh, it's a finishing technique. The more you poke, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So there's that. So I need to get white and red. Okay. My white. And here's my red. Is that red enough? That's red enough. That's red enough. So let's see here what he looks like. Oh, I need some face, some of his face. Well, I'll show you how to do face. And it's like a blushy color. And I don't have, oh, I do have pink. I could use pink for his face. I was just going to show you how to make it. But you take a little bit of white and you take a little bit of red and you put them together. Okay? It's going to be magic. And it's probably too much red, and we'll take a little bit of that red off. It's going to be magic. The red and the white. You just keep doing this over and over. Turn it a little bit, do it again. Turn it a little bit, do it again. Pull a little bit of that out, put that there, pull a little bit of that out, put it over there, and you mix it all up. The fans are blowing. Just a few more times. Just remember your primary colors. Now I do have some cat doggy brushes. I think they're dog brushes or cat brushes from the Dollar Tree. And you can use those little brushes to card your wool on. And I will probably show you some of that someday. So what color is that? Beth, do you have a roll, a pilgrim, or do you need uh, to make it? I need to make it. Am I going to have to make that up for next Thursday since it's Thanksgiving? We're going to do one last roll of pilgrim game. I don't think I have one for the pilgrim. I did the Indian, and that was cute. I love doing the Indian. I think he's cute as a button. I enjoy that one. I'll have to make one for us, which is no big deal. I can do it. All right. Chris is in the balcony. Okay, sweetie. So what color is that? Is it pink yet? Barry says his dinner's ready. Don't burn the dinner. Don't burn the bread. I'm always burning the bread. I can stand right there in front of the bread and watch it burn. I just can't just wait. I can't just wait and sit there and watch it to be brown and take it out. There's something about it. I always burn the bread. So anyway, we're going to use that for his face. I could put what could I color I could I put in it? Orange or yellow or more white? I've got a little bit of an off white here. I could use. So this is going to be his skin tone. It's real light now. So he's going to have a pink nose. It really looks good. It really looks good off camera. Okay, now let's get him back up here. We've got to have a little bit of a face. Uh-oh. Better pull it up. What you doing, Joe?
Nothing.
So I will put a little bit of this pink in here for his face. It's going to be covered up.
How many more days we got till Christmas?
Oh, a month and a week.
Mm. Have you been a good girl?
I have.
Well, okay. Here's your month and a half present.
Oh, look what he got me, guys. I just told him I wanted one for Christmas, and he already had one. This is a magnet. So, if you drop your needle on the floor, I can extend this telescopic thing out and I can pick my needle up just like that. So, if I lose the tip of the needle and I can't find it, I could run it across the floor
Instead of in your foot.
instead of picking it up with my toes. in a painful manner. So this was something that they talked about on Serafina's Felting channel this afternoon that I watched. And they were talking about this. And they found one on Amazon for $12 for two of them, one this size and a littler one. And then I went over on Harbor Freight and found one for $4.99, and that's what this one is. And I said, Joe, I want this for Christmas, and he already has one. So this will go into my with my scissors and my things. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
It's always nice to have new tools.
Yeah. Hi, Kitty Jan. How are you?
He can't keep me a surprise for Christmas. I don't know what he's going to do for Christmas.
Storms, radios, and cops.
That's Barry.
Oh, hi, Barry.
Yeah, he lives up in Kentucky.
Oh, I ain't gonna hold that against you.
No, he lives out in the boonies too.
Out in the boonies.
Did the UPS guy ever make it out to your house the other day, Barry? He was expecting a package.
Barry, did you go to Grayson?
No, he's down in southern Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
In the boonies. Joe's from Louisville. Thank you. Very nice gift. So I've got some little bit of pink left over for another project.
I'm a Boy Scout. I went from the eastern part of Louisville to the western part.
Will you go give her something to eat?
Sure. Are you hungry?
So anyway, here's going to be my hat. I guess it matters which one. So I'm going to pull off a tuft of this. And I'm going to put it down on top of my hair or my face. And I'm going to make a hat. Joe, don't let that baby wait.
I'm not. I'm rubbing her back.
I can tell.
She's doing me. Oh, Daddy, don't stop. You want some food?
So his name's going to be Jolly.
Come on.
So I've got to get a J on here somewhere. I was thinking about maybe I could put a little sign over here with his name on it. How big of a hat is he going to have? I'm going to give him a nose. He's come along just fine. Now this little tuft up here, I'm going to turn it back down on his hat and tuck it in. Mm-hmm. And then back up under. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I got to shape it just a little bit more and then it'll be done. To make it pointy up here. Just a matter of time. think it looks okay. Do you think does it look okay? South of Lexington. Yep. Lexington is about uh oh we lived in Ashland. So Lexington was about an hour and a half away on 64. Louisville was about 3.5 hours. We would go to Louisville a lot for to visit his family. So now I got to give him his nose. So, and his beard. Getting there. We're doing good. I'm a poking it in. His beard kind of goes up on his sides there, sideburns. I can do that. Okay, then I got to make that little curl down here somehow. It's a pokey situation. So now we got to go down here. To make a little curl. And I can fold that back up. Watch your fingers now. Gotta watch your fingers. Like that. Put the tails back up into the beard. That'll work. So, in case anybody of y'all came in late, hi Sheena, hi honey. I will be streaming next Thursday. I'm going to say 6:30 instead of 6. Just in case I'm running behind, I'm going to my sister's for Thanksgiving. I think we're going to eat at 4 o'clock, and if it's on time, then I should be back here before 6:30. So they're just a 1 mile away from me, so that they're close. So it's not like I have to go over the river and through the forest to get to her, over the river and through the woods. So I will be streaming Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, for all of those who are going to be home alone. I'll be here with you. And I've been doing Felting Thursdays, and but we might play a game, or we can do anything y'all want to. Whoever comes in. So there, I've got the little beard going on for the little Gnome guy, Mr. Jolly. His name's Jolly. I just got to fix his nose. He's going to have a nose. So let me make this little ball here. It's got to be real tight. You roll it up as tight as you can, and then you hold it down with your fingernail or something long, like a pencil or something, and then you can poke on it. And my fingernail is out of the way while I make this little round. I'm doing a nose job. He's going to have a nose job. This is a little gnome's nose. I'm going to put a nose on him, Jennifer. I'm putting a nose on him. The gnome nose. It's a gnome nose. But it is so tiny. But I've got a fingernail that's so much longer than my finger, so I won't poke myself. And then once you get going, then you can move your finger and just poke. Then you got to try to pull it off. That was easy. So I'm going to continue to poke on my nose and make it as tight as I can. And you can, after you felt something and it's felted really, really good, you can cut it and it won't fall apart. So I can trim this nose and make it really, really nice and round. And this is homemade pink. We made it. Homemade. So far, so good. I haven't, I don't want to jinx myself, but I haven't poked myself yet today. I did the other day. I poked it good. I drawed blood. It went in deep. But right now, this nose is a little bit too big. But they're big. They do have big noses. You ever noticed? The gnomes' noses are really, really big. They're honkers. They got honkers. So anyway, I've rolled this. Uh, I've felted this really, really good. Now I'm going to roll it in a ball and see how it does. And I think that's going to work. There it is. Let's try it on. Time I felt it down, is it going to be too big? Well, you can see it. Okay, there it is in the picture. There it is on the felt. Is it too big? Time I felt it down, will it shrink up a little? It was not going to shrink anymore. It'll be tighter. I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to make it nosy. It's just going to be a little nosy. I'll felt this side down and then I'll move my finger. I think it's all right. Now, you don't have to felt as fast as I do, okay? I've been doing this a while and I'm experienced, but I would not recommend any of y'all doing it this fast. I'm paying attention on the direction I'm going in and I'm pulling it straight out, you know, taking care of my needle. I'm not hazardly doing this. I'm really paying attention and you have to pay attention if you're felting. So paying attention. But I don't recommend anybody felting this fast. And you have to pick this up or you will felt it down to the table. You can felt it down to the table real easy. And this is what the back of it looks like after you've done all the felting. That's how many times I've poked it. The orange and the brown and the red hat and the blue, his blue shirt. And believe it or not, you can see a little bit of pink in there. So here's this little acorn, and it's going to be hanging down right there. I need to get a piece of thread. What else does he need? Does it need anything? Sheena, did you say you canceled tonight? She goes for her permit test tomorrow. Oh, Shay's going to get her driver's license. Oh, aha. Nothing like waiting till do an all nighter. Nothing like an all nighter. We could quiz her tonight while you do your sales. We can ask Shay questions every time someone bids. She'll have to answer a question. A cat. Everyone needs a cat, even a gnome. Well, let's see what we can do. I could do a cat. But that's pretty cute. That's pretty good. I thought that's a pretty good job, considering I'm just winging it. Yeah, just winging it. I feel like the pumpkin needs something, but I don't know what. I'm just going to put the acorn on the end of this stem. That's just where it's going to live. It's hanging up there. Belting it down. There it is. A chimney. It's pretty daggone cute. Can't hardly see that tree back there, but there's a tree. I could put some more tree stuff down. Like he's snuggled up into the tree, nestled up in there. My baby is almost grown and you survived. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Aw. And you've done a good job, Sheena. Pat yourself on the back. She's still with you at home, helping you around. That's what I love. I love having her around and your family, nice family. You can just tell. Is she out of school already? Has she graduated yet? Kids today, they don't care about driving like we did because they don't have anywhere to go. They don't go to the movies and to the mall the way we had to do. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have video games. We had Atari. We had Atari. Oh my gosh. Pong. We had Pong. Beep, 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 beep. I know. YouTube is our lives. Becky says, from the balcony, I suggest shoes and fall leaves. Good idea, Becky. I could do that. What kind of shoes am I going to give him? Shoes. What color of shoes is he going to wear? Could be white or red. How about red? Is he going to have red shoes to match his hat? I know it. Oh, I couldn't wait to get home to play Dungeons and Dragons. And it was just a puzzle. Squares. Oh, little black boots. Okay, I've got black. I was just going to put tippy toes. Tippy toe shoes. Slippers or something that come out from under his shirt. I think maybe a vine, like a vine off of the tree, and make a little leaf up here, and maybe one over here, out of this lime green. Uh, what's a pumpkin house with a little, without a little bit of poison ivy. Gotta have a little bit of poison ivy. I bet Shay has never even climbed a tree before. Has she ever climbed a tree? We played outside, played in the creeks and the trees. I've climbed every tree there was up there where we lived. We had pear trees, apple trees, peaches trees. We had chestnut trees and walnut trees and oak trees and elm trees and pawpaw trees, and not including the pine trees. I climbed all the way up to the top of the pine tree. My mom never did know that, though. I didn't tell her. But I saw my brother do it. So if he could do it, by George, I could do it. And I did. But nobody saw me do it. Nobody knew I did it. But you can't fall out of a pine tree because the way the branches, there's like 6 branches out at each joint. And there's like 12 inches, and then there's another set of joints. So, I mean, there was no way that you could fall out of a pine tree, even if you wanted to. You could not fall out of a pine. They were the long needle pines. Mm-hmm. Used to get a shoe box in the summertime and go out and get a shoe box full of honeysuckle. And then I had a playhouse. It was up on stilts. It was only 6 feet tall, but to me, it was like real tall. It was real big, and it was a little playhouse. And I'd go back to the playhouse and have my shoe box of honeysuckle and sit there and just lick every one of them. Kids don't know how to do that kind of stuff. She'd have got stuck up in the cedar tree. Oh no. We had tree houses. My daddy built us a tree house. And I said, I want a house on stilts. So that's what I got for my birthday. He built me, he had 4 poles that he got from the pine trees. He made the poles, dug holes and put them in the ground, and then he put I think 4 sheet, 3 or 4 sheet, some 2x4s across the poles, and he made a little tiny box up on top of these stilts of about 6 feet tall, and that was my little house on stilts. And we had an old broken TV. All the glass was gone out of it, but the knobs were there, and I don't know why, but we had that TV in that playhouse, and we would turn in like we were on Hogan's Heroes, trying to trying to talk to the get to the border. We'd turn in on that TV and get all kinds of wave signals and talk to whoever was on the other end. And we made the benches out of 2x4s with 4 legs, were the 2x4s, and then it was like a little box on top to sit on. And we had a fantastic childhood. I had the best childhood. I was telling somebody the other day, I'm not bragging. I'm just stating a fact. We had a great childhood. We had a great we had a great life. My mom was the monarch, and she was the glue. She kept us all together, and she was the mother hen, and we all kept going back to mama till the day she died. And we were and every one of us kids turned out good. Nobody in jail, nobody in any major trouble. We had a few little, wrecks and there here and there and stuff like that, scares. But you know, but we all turned out really good. We all got colleged, educated, and I didn't graduate from college, but I got 3 years in. I could probably go back and get an associate in arts, liberal arts, or something like that if I wanted to graduate. But I got 3 years worth of education. I'm fine. And my sister got an associate, and then my brother got 4 years in computer science, but he turned out to be a contractor. And then my two older brothers did go to college, and Rick was the only one that stuck with what he started out with. He was a he was a metallurgist, and he did that till he retired. But then my other brother, he had several degrees. He probably had 8 years worth of college. He was a professional student, and then he ended up in computers. But every one of us had did good. We really did. We had a good time. I found out a willow tree is an ideal tree to climb to the top. The branches are a little floppy, aren't they? Now there, Joe goes out and he shuts that door again, and I have to get up to go let my doggy in. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He keeps shutting that door. Of course, I probably came over here and got on the back of it, got some wool out. It was probably me. Okay, we got shoes, and we want some fall leaves. Let me get a little bit more brown over here. We're winding down. But my mom was a school teacher, and I was the youngest. So when it came time for kindergarten, my birthday was 3 days late. They wanted you had to be 7 by the end of August. My birthday was September the 3rd. So I didn't get to go to kindergarten, but next year I was able to go to first grade. What gives? They should have allowed me. But anyway, I had mom all to myself that year. She didn't work and she stayed home with me. And then when we went to the first grade, my mom got a job as a teacher at the same school. So I went to school with my mom. I never left her side. Talk about spoiled. And then she was just down the hall. She dropped me off in my room and in I went. I knew where she was. If I needed her, I could go to her anytime. I didn't need her though. I didn't need a thing. I was fine. Never left her side. Then then we went to sixth grade. Okay. Now they only go to fifth grade. Well, so I was still with mom at sixth grade. Then when it time to go to seventh grade and go to junior high, it was just across the street. So I was still going to school with my mom. Well, actually, we had to ride the bus to go to school, but I could go across the street and go home with mom in the afternoons. And if I wanted to get home earlier, I would ride the bus because the bus would be her home half the time because especially if she had a staff meeting after church, after school, a lot of times they had teacher meetings, or she would stop at the store, and she would be delayed in coming home. So if I didn't want to go to the store with her or something, then I would just ride the bus home and we would be home. Yeah, totally spoiled. Totally. Oh, look, I've got Jingle's name. Oh, no, it's Jolly, not Jingles. Okay, I saved that for next week. We might do something. Okay, so we need some leaves, and I was going to put some big leaves in, and maybe a vine. So let me see about this here. And I've got fall leaves too. So we can do fall leaves, but I thought maybe we need a little bit of poison ivy in here or something. Just a little greenery here. And I can just let that go up off the page. Yeah, buddy, we got tons and tons of stories. Lived on the riverbank, Ohio River. I was a river rat, but we were only a half a mile from a public pool, a country club pool. So it was a pool, it had a golf course, so it was a country club. And so to join the pool, it was like $75 per person to join the pool. Well, we didn't have that kind of money because there was 5 kids. And mom wanted to go too. She didn't go very often, but she did go. And daddy did too. Daddy went up there. We got him up there maybe once or twice a year, summer. He'd go up and swim. But they went to the country club, to the dinner club. And they would have dances and stuff on the weekends. But anyway, it was $75 a person to join the country club to go to the pool. But if you had a big family, it was for 4 or more, it was like 150. It was something like $150. And so mom got us all in for $150. And she said that was the best deal she had ever had come across in her life. And she doesn't know if but that's what they did. They gave a family plan. It was a family plan. And she said she would save all winter long. She would put back money for our pool passes. And we had passes to the country club, and we would walk half a mile to up the railroad tracks, or we would take our bikes. There was a back road. We could take our bikes through the path and take our bikes up there. We had a ball. We had a ball. We'd go up there and swim all day long, come home, eat, and then go back because they stayed open till 8 o'clock. We had a good time. Mom would sometimes she would run us up there if she wasn't busy. But they had swimming lessons, and I think we were all in swimming lessons for at least 1 year. Oh, Kitty's already named the kitty cat Jingles. My heavens! So we got to do a cat now. Well, I was going to try to do another leaf. Well, we still got a little bit of time left. I got a message. So I'm just going to put this little leaf over here. We got a lot going on here. But we'll get a kitty cat in there. Don't you worry. That's not working. How did I do that? Here we go. All right, there's another little funky leaf over there. That's all right. That's okay. And a little kitty cat. So let's see here. I'm going to make it a yellow cat. It's going to be a little yellow cat. Let's see how we can do that. It's going to be curled up in a ball over here. All right, come on. You can do it, Beth. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Right now, it kind of looks like a little duck, but just give me just a minute. Give me just a minute. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. I don't want him to look like a. He's not going to look like a rabbit. But you all thought I couldn't do it. How many of y'all were having your doubts? Can you tell that it's a cat? Let me give it a tail. Of course, this is a miniature cat uh, to to go into the pumpkin house. The pumpkin house is, it's no bigger than this. This is the pumpkin house. So the cat is, real tiny, tiny, tiny kitty cat. Yeah, it's a fairy cat. Uh huh. I should have had a big head coming in on the side, peeking in. Becky, you know what I can do, huh? She says I got Felton magic. Woohoo! Let's see if I can work a tail out of this. Just need a little twist. Just a little twist. Come on. Here we go. How are we going to do it? Of course, I have it sticking straight up. It could have been laying down. Since he's laying down, but I got it sticking up. When a cat waves his tail around, how a cat does his tail. Did you all know that that was a sign of an affection for you? A cat will not curl his tail around you and have it tutting you or batting you. A tail that kind of turns around and hits you, the tail, that's a sign of affection. That means that cat loves you. Just telling you. By George, it looks like a cat to me. And I got some leaves, mother leaves. Let me show you my leaves. I found another fall box the other day. I bet you I've got 4 of these now. I need to consolidate all this fall stuff. I got way too much fall things. But down in this box, I've got this garland from the Dollar Tree that I've had for 20 years. And look, there's leaves on it. So we'll get some fall leaves off of that. And I think, yep, there's another one. There's a dark orange and a light orange. So, yeah. So let's see what kind of leaves we want to put down here. I've got some grass. Do we want to put some grass on there? I got grass. I'm putting it back in the box. I'm putting that back in the box. I've got some stickers. Okay. Now, these leaves are kind of like a paper, and I have to glue them on. But after I get done with everything, let me put a little bit of eyes on the cat, and then I can take and throw down a few leaves. And then these are oak leaves, and I'll put a couple of these down, and that's it. Just a few of those. Just have them glued around. So, okay, let's see. Now, I got a little bit of black over here. So let me do a little kitty cat, maybe just the eyes. So what you do is you take your little tiny tuft, just like that, and you lay it down where you want your eyeball to be, and you just hang on to it at the same time, and you just sort of poke in the same hole over and over and over until you get a little black dot in there, and you feel like it's going to stay. You could pull this out and pull it out, but you want it to stay. So you do that, and then you give it a little trim, and there's your eye. There's one eye. And then you take the same little tuft and go to the other side and do another eyeball about right there. And you just start poking at the same hole over and over and over until it snags it, because it snags it down on there. It's got barbs on the edge of this needle. It's a special needle. And it pushes that black wool down in there, just like that. And then you take and you snip it off. Doesn't hurt the cat a bit. And the cat's got two little eyes. And it's a delicate area to put uh I don't know if I could do a mouth or not without messing it up. I'm going to have to try to do a mouth. He needs a mouth. So I'm going to try to do the mouth. I could also just use a piece of one single thread and do it by hand with the needle. Now I could do that. Or I could try doing it this way. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try, right? So I'm just going to give him a little mustache. In the middle where the nose is. And then I've got a little tail on the other side, so I've got to make a mouth. My phone went off and I jumped. And then you got to do a little curvy thing. Or I could have just done, maybe I can do whiskers. I think I'm going to do the thread. I'm going to use the thread. Let me just finish this guy up. Tack down the rest of my wood. Added some more tree bark. I think I'm almost done. I'll do that by hand with a piece of needle. And these will be glued down just the way they are. And Let me get the hot glue gun out and add a little bit of hot glue to those leaves. And tie up some of my yarn balls. So I could put the yarn away. The wool. This is wool. It's not yarn yet. It's not yarn until you spin it on the spinning wheel. And I've got a spinning wheel. I've made some yarn. But this is a cute little craft. If you did a holiday, do have a set of holidays, you could put a little yarn on here and just hang it on the back of a door, a kid's door or a bedroom door. That would look cute. Of course, I just take and put mine in the fabric book. He's in the other room. He's talking on the phone. He talks on the phone more than anybody I know. For hours. For hours, he talks on the phone. Well, there's Darlene. Hi, Darlene. Look what we did. We've been busy. I'm rolling up all my wool. And I'll put it on the back of the door. This is my favorite color right here. I love blue. Mm-mm-mm. And these little tidbits, you don't have to waste any of these little tidbits. I hang on to them. I just hang on to them. But I made the pink earlier tonight. If you want to see me make the pink, you have to go watch the rerun. And I did white and red together to make that pink. But I take all of these little tidbits like this, and then I take my needle and stab it together just a couple of times. Not not to attach it permanently together, but to tack it together so that it doesn't go off flying off. And you could put this in a little bag, and you'll be surprised. You'll need a little something something later on. And I'm going to do the mouth with needle and thread, and I'm going to glue the leaves down. But see all of these little tufts? These are all good pieces to felt with. They'll go over there in my shoe organizer, and I can see that this is melting. I might need another stick. We'll see. I might have enough glue on that tip to do every bit of the glue that I need. There's a piece of wool on there. I'll get it off. So I'm just going to take my little leaves and just touch the end of that, and voila, there's glue on the back of it, and then just poke it down. And they're all going to be every which way flying down out of the trees. And these are kind of like plastic. They do melt because that glue gun is wanting to melt it. But it's doing fine. And I can go back and get all of these little strings off when we're done. And you can do that with the heat gun. So I'm just going to squirt out just a touch on that leaf. I got glue on my fingernails. So there's another leaf. Just a little smidgen of a, that's all you need. And was it last week or week before last? I burnt myself with the hot glue gun. Joe went outside and cut me off a piece of aloe plant. Didn't even know I had an injury the next day. It was so good. That aloe worked so good. It you can't even tell. It didn't even peel the skin, and I burnt it good. It was a good burn. It hurt. It was an owie. So is that enough leaves? Is that enough leaves? I think I need to work a little bit on this. But that's just the way it is. So I'm going to unplug my heat gun, my glue gun, so I don't burn myself. And we'll take my needle, see if I can do a little better job on the stem. What else does it need? You should see the scars on my hands. I have not been good over the years. What kind of scars you got on your arms, Barry? I got a few war injuries. I got a big one right here. Want to see my scar right there? Look at that scar. You want to see scars? My hands look old, man. Now, Sheena, I have a tendency to not disagree with you there. You have pretty hands because you show those rings. I'm telling you, you've got them. You can show the rings. You can. You've got it, girl. You put that hand out there and those rings. You do good. You got pretty hands, and you can wear them rings. Now, let's see. Oh, I want a piece of black thread, and I've got some. I've got some. I just got to find it. Oh, I know where it is. I know where I can find me some black thread. This is my pin cushion. I use my pin cushion royally. The pin cushion is really right here on the lid, but I had to have a bigger pin cushion, so I felted this one out of felt, and then I hot glued it on top of the jar. So this is my pin cushion. I probably ought to make me a new one. and and uh, yeah, this is my pin cushion. So let's see if there's a brown thread, but I got some thread down in here, and all you gotta do is twist the lid off, and voila! But I like my pin cushion up high so that I can reach it in the back of my desk. I've got a needle threader right here, and I've got some black thread right there. So there's my thread. Now these little tiny threads, they came from the Dollar Tree, and there was like 10 or 20 in a packet. But It's the cheapest thread you ever seen in your life. It is cheapo. But for a little kitty cat mouth, it'll be just perfect. I just got to find the end of it. Because it's right here somewhere. There it is. I think that's it. It's one of the ends. Yep, that's the end. So there's my thread. And I'm going to double it since it's very, very fine. So I can get a little bit of it off here. And I can show you how to use my needle threader. Have you ever seen a needle threader like this before? This is my needle threader. So you lay it there and you find your needle. And I've got a whole bunch of needles inside this little roll up thing. Like a little it's a sleeping bag. You know how you roll your sleeping bag up? Well, you roll this little guy out and you got all your little needles in here for safekeeping. So I'm going to put this baby one in there. This is a really, really baby needle. And I'm going to get a regular needle. And you put the needle into that little hole right there. And then you roll your sleeping bag back up so you don't lose your needles. And that's where you keep your needles. And you take a big long pin and stick it in there like that to hold it closed. And that's where you store your needles. So here's my sewing needle right here, and then you take your thread and you lay it down here across the neck. And then you push the lever and it threads your needle for you. Something like that. It went through. I'll do it again. Hey, there we go. It's making a liar out of me. Oh my heavens to Betsy. Now how do I get it out? Ooh, baby. I need something, my scissors. There it goes. It got stuck. Here it goes. Let's pull it through this time. So I'm going to pull one of the ends through, and then you pull your needle up, and your needle is threaded. Right there, your needle's threaded. And if your thread's too long, you got a little blade right there. You can cut your thread. So say you want to cut your thread, you just use that little blade right there, and you've cut your thread. So anyway, I'm going to just take and put a knot in this. And this is what I'm going to make my whiskers with. Anyway, this is a Stitch Witchery. It's a witch, Stitch Witchery. It's a witch needle threader. And you can find them on the internet. And I had a little old lady had one, and I said, "What is that?" And she showed it to me. So I went on Google and found them and bought me a half a dozen of them and gave everybody I knew one. It's witchcraft. That's right. So I'm going to go to the back and I'm going to make this little kitty cat a mouth. And let's see if I can do it. I'm just going to make tiny little stitches and just do a little embroidery. Wow, couldn't have asked to put that in the same spot again if I tried. It is storming outside. We haven't had this kind of rain in years. We didn't even have this kind of rain when it was hurricane season. It's just rained all day long. This storm is going across Florida. I think it was on the news. They said it was going to be going off tonight, off into the Atlantic. So anyway, I've got me a little one side of his mouth, and I'm going to do the other side. That looks good. Go back up over there. Oh, perfect. Got went right back up. And then I'll go back up to his nose. Oh my gosh. Would you look at that? Does that not look like a little kitty cat mouth? I'm going to tie it off. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet. Good night, honey. So I'll just tie this off on the back. Just like that. And give it a little snip. Put the needle back on the needle thing, pin cushion. And there it is. I can't think of another thing that it needs. Put a little bit more green, different color green on this leaf. I'm having a good time. I love doing this. See, I put a little bit of green on that. Can you tell? Got a little bit of a something something. Doesn't that look better than the other leaf? Put some veins in there. Put some leafy veins. So, um, I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock. Looky there. Let's see. Somebody put some pictures in the group. Let me go look at those pictures. I think Jennifer and Nicole were drawing pictures. I just love it when people go uh, do, you know, play along. Oh my goodness. Hi, Brizey. Darcy. Hi, Darcy. Welcome. Welcome, dear. I can tell you that. I'll tell you that. Let me see here. Um, I want to go over to my group and look and see what they posted. And I'll post this picture too. How old is your daughter? Jen did? Okay. Oh, look. This is Nicole's. She did the pumpkin with the door and the apron over there. And she'll color it later. Here was the original. Here was the original, and here's what I did. And I think it looks just fine. I could have done a little better on that, but that's okay. That's okay. I could probably put maybe some moss on the top of it. I don't know. Anyway, that looks good. That looks good. And then here's another picture that Nicole did. Look at the palm trees. Wow, she's good. Oh, she's 22. Great, Darcia. Let me get right to you. I think there's one. Nope, that was it. Okay, that was just Darcy's. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this while we're here, and I'll post it in the group. And if she's never done it before, and I'm going to assume she's crafty. Did you see my other pumpkins? Hang on. It ain't over yet. I'll just take and put all my wool sand snippings over to I've got a shoe holder on the back of my door that's clear. Okay, it's clear, and I've got them all in rainbow order. My wool. But here's some pumpkins that I did. I did. I can't remember if I did one of these last week or not. Which one I did. Uh, but but the easiest thing to do is cookie cutters. If you've never done it before, I love doing these little spreadsheets. Have you been here all evening, Darcia? Is it Darcia or Darcy? I think it's Darcia. She draws and paints. She's a begin crocheter. She does it all. Well, I I tell you what, if she really wants to do this, you ought to go over to Amazon and just type in felting kits, and you can get a little kit that you'll get finger protectors, you'll get needles, different a couple of different size needles. You'll get all these like 12 to 20 different colors of wool. You'll get a few things. You just stopped by. Well, I'm so glad you did. Now I do everything in here. I don't just. I've been doing felting Thursdays this month, and I'm going to do it all next month too for December, and then we'll give it a break. But I have done lovely things out of with the cookie cutters and stuff. Let me go get a couple of. So cookie cutters would be cute, and if she's not in a hurry to get it, you could get it to her for Christmas. But if she's got to have it now, I would suggest a beginner's kit off of Amazon. And I have accumulated such a variety of things over the years. I have a lot. You've been watching Dee felting. I don't know who Dee is. Yeah, Amazon was probably the best for a beginner's kit. And you can also get them off of Walmart.com. But you can get things like this. Hobby Lobby has the beginner sets, but they don't have the quality of wool that you want. But if you get but you can buy different type of needle things. You can get the single needle things like this. And to start off with, that's really all you need. Um, I have a variety, and you get these little finger cots to protect your fingers. Um, and it comes with a sponge. You have to have some kind of a sponge, and it's like an upholstery sponge, an upholstery style sponge. You can't just use any kind of a sponge. It cannot be something like this. This is hard, and you would break your needles. It has to be squishy, and you can, and they will send you something uh, poke to poke your needles through with the kit. And that's why I'm thinking they're about $20, and you'll get everything that you need to start off with. And if you come back to me, if you come back in here, and you have questions, I will be glad to demonstrate. I'll cater to you if you need me. And I have a Facebook group that you can ask to join, or you can message me. And but I do tons and tons of stuff in here. And everybody will tell you that I do all kinds of stuff. And but tonight we did this little mixed media. This is mixed media because I've got leaves on here from another project, but it's all felting. And you buy these little craft felts, sheets from Walmart, the individual sheets, and it's just cut in half, you know, and they're perfect to felt onto. You can make objects, 3D objects, and I'm going to get a couple of cookie cutters to show you what I've done with the cookie cutters. Cookie cutters are your friend. I just happen to have a jar. I just happen to have this jar I got from the thrift shop. It's one of those big, uh, you put artificial plants in it, to stick up. But I like it because it was clear, and you can put all your things inside of it. But you need some kind of a sponge to that your needle will go into, and you need a piece of felt to put down on top of it, because your sponge will break down, and all of these little black things will get all over your project. So you want a piece of protect your thing. But you can make things. You can make little animals or big animals. Cookie cutters are wonderful, and and any cookie cutter you can make. Whatever the cookie cutter is, you can make. You can make your things. And I'm looking for some of my cookie cutter things. This was a cookie cutter, and I've got it on both sides so that you can hang it up. Um, I did a cross, and I've been doing this for several years. So I've got a lot of things in my stash. This was a bumblebee, and I did this with a girlfriend on here. Her name's Kelly Ann, and she had a kit. You could buy these little kits, but I already had the stuff, and I just did what she did with my wool, because I've got tons of wool, and I've accumulated it. But you can make little people, and then here's some more cookie cutters. This was a butterfly. Here's a teddy bear without the face. And then you would do little stitchery and use beads. I love to use beads and things. And here I did a little woman, and I haven't dressed her yet, or decorated her yet. And this one is a seahorse. It's a little seahorse. And this is a bar soap. And if you were to Google uh, different felting projects, felting soap is an old uh, tradition. And the women would sit, and this would be their little handiwork that they would use. And I would, I'll be glad to answer any, and go and find some felting videos, and you will love it. You will love it. Then there's wet felting, and you do that with soapy water. Kind of another explanation, a bigger story, but it's still fun to do. I've done wet felting too. Uh, I've done a lot of the things that I've done. Um, I did this last week. I did the gingerbread man. I've done stockings for Christmas, and I did those by hand, you know, without a cookie cutter. I did. I think I had a cookie cutter for the crosses. You could do little hearts. Uh, Here's another seahorse with party yarn to give. It was psychedelic yarn, and I liked the beachy colors. And then here's a piece of thread with hearts on each end, for a decoration. Another seahorse. But there's tons and tons and tons of things to do with cookie cutters, and I just started going from flea market to yard sale till I got enough cookie cutters. And I do pottery, so I use my cookie cutters with my clay too. So I really use all my cookie cutters. I use them for sure. But that's just a few things that I've done. And I've done a lot of figurines and things. And here's my chickadee, my little bird with the red cape. And this was a story that Aunt Beck was telling a story about this bird. I think it had a name with the red cape. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to felt this bird." And I did. But but I love doing pumpkins. Pumpkins are probably one of my favorite things to do. And I've made Christmas ornaments and things too. And see, that would be I've done the bigger cow. This was the baby cow. There's a bigger cow around here somewhere. And but it's so fun. And earlier in the show tonight, I showed off my fabric journal. I have a quilted journal over here, and I have a lot of felted things in it. And I have another book with a whole bunch of pages of stuff like this in it. And I like doing these sceneries. And it's and and there's all kinds of things that you can felt and make. Just Google felting. If you go to Google and type in felting and then click images, you will get images of everything in the world that people have felted, which would be, uh, ornaments, all kinds of ornaments and things. And I've done a big scenery. I've done a red fox, and I've done lots of stuff. It is also cute. So come back, Darcia. I've been doing Felting Thursdays from now until the end of the year. I'm going to do Felting Thursday. Now, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be on for anybody that's home alone on Thanksgiving night, and I will be playing games and whatever we want to do next Thursday. It's whatever the group wants to do, and we can felt or we can play. I'll have a game that we're going to play, Roll a Pilgrim, and I've got to make that up tomorrow. And but we do lots of things in here, Darcia. We paint. We've been doing turkeys this month, and we've done a lot of paintings. Last month was Halloween, or October, and I did a lot of uh, Halloween pictures. And this is just some of the things that sometimes we do paper piecing and we do mixed media stuff in here. And this was a Raggedy Ann, and I did this back in August. So you can look up August the 8th video and see me do this. And we paint lots of things, and then sometimes we collage. We did the cat the witches hats all for the month of October, and we did 12 different hats, and they were all animals. they were animals. There's the cow, and there's the owl, and we did a chickadee, and we did a pig. We did all of these in October this year, and we did a series, and they were all animals with hats. So for after Thanksgiving's over with, we're going to do another series of hats, and we're going to do that with the Santa Claus hat. And I'm going to try to do pictures. Then this November, we're doing turkeys. So we did the brown turkey, and then we did a pink turkey. We did a couple of brown turkeys. And now someone said, oh, we should do a girl turkey and do a pink turkey. So we did a pink turkey. And this is all paper piecing. And then this was painted, and we did this Tuesday night. So we're ready to go for Saturday night. We'll do another turkey, I guess. But I don't know if we're going to do pink again. We might have to. Might I don't. Well, actually, Saturday. Um, let's see. Yeah, we'll have a Saturday this weekend. So because Thanksgiving's not till next Thursday, so we'll do something Saturday night. We'll have we'll have a paint along. But I stream for 3 hours, so we always have time to do at least two or three projects. And then we have glue books, and then I have prompt books that we use, and we do reverse collaging, and just to name a few things. But I usually have about 15, 20 people in my room every night, so people keep coming back. So I'm glad to see you, glad to have you. And I do have a Facebook page if you want to join that. You're welcome to post any kind of art in my Facebook group. I don't sell in my Facebook group, but I do enjoy everybody's art pictures and things. You're welcome. You're welcome. So come back. But I'm done for the night. I quit at 9, and time to time to go. So I will be back on Saturday night, and we will be painting again. And I think I have what do I have? Uh, oh, we're going to do the prompt book. I've got pages 108 and 109 in the 365 book. So so guys, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight, and it was fun. And Sheena, you're not going to be on tonight. You mean I don't have to hurry and go? Well, I have to usually hurry and get comb my hair and brush my teeth and get me something to eat before 9:30 comes on and Sheena comes on. It was fun. We always have a good time. Thank you, Barry, for coming in. And Bob, did oh let me tell you, Barry, what Bob did. He told a joke. I said, "Come on in, Bob. Do you know how to felt?" And he said, "I did some felting once with with my girlfriend, and she turned around and slapped me, slapped me." I got the biggest kick out of that. I never heard that in my life. I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Oh, meditation. Okay. Oh, that would be good, Sheena. That would be good. I'd do it with you. I've got a singing bowl. I'm learning chakra now, Sheena. I'm learning all about the chakra. Yeah, Bob is funny. He was really nice. He was very nice. I had a couple of girls subscribe to him, so that was good. I'm only nine away from 900. So I'm looking for nine good subs. Let's see if I got any while I've been in here tonight. I'll have to look over here. I got one subscriber since I've been on. I got 892 subscribers. Yeah, I think it will too, Sheena. I think the chakra will be good for me. I think my body needs it. I have a new therapist, and she's going to help me do it, and she's going to teach me uh Reiki. Reiki. She's going to teach me Reiki, Sheena. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know Barry. Oh, you got two channels. Barry's got two channels. Okay, Barry. Thank you. Okay. Good night. Good night, Darcy. Thanks for coming in. We have a really good group, Darcia. We've got a really good crafting group. They're nice and clean. So, how many, how many uh, channels do you have, Barry? I was talking to Miriam. Miriam is a girl that we uh, are friends with, and she lives in Israel. She's over there in all that war. But anyway, she's doing okay. They're doing okay where they live. And she said, I told her today, I said, I need 9 subscribers. And she says, okay. She says, I'll tell all my children. She goes, they all have channels. Hey, I could go over here and sub to the storm weather channel. Okay, I got you over here. Oh, you only have 5 subscribers over there, Barry. Okay. Well, anyway, that's all I'm going to do, guys. Becky, thank you. Sheena, thank you. Barry, thank you. Darcy, thank you. And um, Sharon just told me she's in the balcony. UB flash drives.
That's
Yeah,
that's the little plugins, and you take the flash drive.
yeah. I think she's talking about for her learning CDs. They don't do CDs anymore. She says they do the flash drives. I understand, Sharon. Uh, but anyway, that's all I'm going to do tonight. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jen. And I'll see you all in the chat room somewhere else.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
Thank you.
We had such a good time.
That's great.
Yeah. Let me show them my big one. The big kick out of that one. I had a new little girl coming in.